Hiya there folks, welcome to Boating on a Budget with me, the tight Yorkshireman.
And me, Dawn.
You Dawn with your poorly leg.
Yep.
You're still recovering, aren't you?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, a few weeks ago you'd had a few drinks, shall we say, and you managed to fall over, and what were it, you tore the calf muscle?
Calf muscle, yeah.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago and you're well on the mend, and fingers crossed we go away in a few days, don't we? So we're hoping it's all sorted for that. Hence why, what we're doing today, because we'd planned on carrying on with the ceiling, which obviously regular viewers will have seen last time I started on the ceiling. But to do that ceiling, it means that you'd have to be there holding all the plywood sheets up and things for me to the ceiling, wouldn't you, so I can screw them in place.
Yeah.
Which is probably not advisable. So instead, we're going to prepare for winter. Preparing for winter. How miserable does that sound? But yeah, we're going to sort out, get all the fireplace reset up. Going to sweep the chimney, etc., re-black it all and things like that. Project that needs doing anyway, so we might as well get that done and out of the way. First off though, you're going to do the most important job, aren't you?
Make breakfast. Make
breakfast. We've already had us brew, so it's time to make breakfast. I'll get all tools out and we'll get cracking.
Yep.
Well, as cracking as we can do while you're sat with your leg up.
Not be long.
Well, breakfast over, better crack on then. First job is to give the chimney a good sweep, and I'll clean the chimney itself as well while that's off. Sweeping the chimney, dead simple. Got this attachment, pop it on the drill and give it a spin. Obviously the main thing you need to make sure with that is the door on the fire's closed down there, otherwise that'd have now just filled our boat with all the dust. While I'm out here and before it rains, I'm going to reattach this fire rope. It goes around there, it just protects between the actual flue from the fire and the collar. In effect, that's stopping the heat transferring from the flue onto the boat itself. It just stays in place with a little bit of heat resistant silicone, and then the friction between the actual flue and the collar itself. This is where the gloves come in handy. That's everything outside done. So I've had a quick hoover around. It's now time to get stuck inside. But first off, I'm going to take this door off and Dawn can be cleaning the glass. You can tell it's getting serious when I've put the gloves on, because obviously now what I've got to do is clean out all the ash from the last fire that we had, which is never a clean job. Now just using an old chisel to get down into all the little corners. Pull out as much of the dust as I can. Just a case of repeating with the hoover, the scraper and the chisel for a little while until we've got it all out. Well, with the main chamber more or less cleaned out now, I can open the bottom drawer up, which is where all the ash falls into while the fire's burning. Pull that drawer out, and as you can see, that's now full, and there'll be plenty under there as well. So I've still got plenty more cleaning to go yet. Well, I've now cleaned it out best I can in there. It's never going to be perfect when you're using something like this, like a little dust buster type vacuum cleaner, but it's got the vast majority of it out, so it'll be all set up for a good fire in there. If I just grab the camera and bring it over, you can probably have a look in there and see those fire bricks are a little bit damaged and there's a few cracks in them. So I think I'm going to order a new set of fire bricks. There's no actual sort of safety issue or anything involved with that. They basically just sort of make sure the fire and the heat is concentrated inside, gives the clean, most efficient burn possible, and helps to keep it sort of hot for longer. It's absolutely no safety issue, but I think for the sake of a few quid for some fire bricks, it's going to be worth replacing those. I'm now going to get a damp cloth, just give it all a wipe over, get any of the dust residue off. Then we can get the stove polish out and get it blacked up, make it look beautiful. Well, this is stove and grate polish. Using this as opposed to paint, I think it gives more of a natural finish, if you like. But I'm sure you can tell, with having all the fire to do, this top and the chimney, it's going to take me a little while. So I don't think you need to sit there and watch me do all that, do you? But before we see Dawn cleaning up that door and glass, let's just have a look back to what she was doing a few days ago. Well, you've finally got your brushes out in anger, haven't you?
I have, lovely.
Because it's been, what, about a month since you actually went on the course with Phil Spate to sort of learn how to do the signwriting, isn't it? But then when you got back, we ordered you all the brushes and the paints and things that you needed, and by the time they arrived, you'd had your little accident, hadn't you?
Ouchie, hadn't I?
Yeah, had your little ouchie where you'd fallen down and torn your calf muscle. So obviously being laid up, you couldn't really do any of this. So it's first chance you've had to kind of get the brushes out and give it a go. But you seem to be doing all right with it.
I think so.
Yeah, it's looking well. Looking really well. Because basically what we're doing now is you're doing a few like practice runs, aren't you? You know, you're getting used to doing the signwriting, and our boat is going to get fully repainted next year as well, isn't it? Yeah. So the idea is that we can, well, I say we, you can do some like test runs now. We can see what sort of things we like, and then when we've repainted the boat next year, you can go ahead and properly signwrite it then, can't you?
Yeah.
So you're just trying out different styles of letters and just practicing sort of how you're getting the shadowing and things into it and stuff like that that you need to do. So
because we're painting it, I don't have to worry, do I?
Yeah, well that's it. Like you say, it's just like a test run, isn't it? You know, obviously gives you the chance to hone your skills, turn you into a full-on professional signwriter. But we've also got this little sign out that you did while you were on the course with Phil Spate, haven't we?
Yeah.
Gloops. And when we put the video out sort of showing that we've been on that course, or again, you've been on that course, not me, we didn't reveal why you painted a sign that said gloops. So go on, why gloops?
What my dad used to call me.
What your dad used to call you.
It is.
Yeah, and where does gloops come from then? Why did he call you gloops?
Because it used to be a comic that come with Sheffield Star.
Yeah.
And my dad says when I was born, it's quite insulting really, when I was born, he thought I looked like him.
Yeah, and gloops. I'll see if I can find a picture of them, because it was from the Sheffield Star in sort of the 1970s, I think, which that kind of reveals how old you are as well, doesn't it?
Oh, wow,
everyone thought you were 21 as well. But yeah, this character called Gloops was, how's best to describe it? I was going to say a little fat baby, but I don't think you're allowed to say things like that without getting a slap round the head, are you?
No, wait, where? It was a proper pink... Yeah, a fat baby.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, growing up, it's what your dad used to call you, isn't it? So yeah. It was something that when you went to do the signwriting course, and Phil asked you to pick like a small word, didn't he, to be able to do, and you picked that word because it's obviously something that means something to you. And I think we'll perhaps try and look at getting that framed or something, or at least find somewhere on the boat where we can put that, because obviously it's the first one that you've done, and it's got that sort of sentimental feeling, if you like, to it.
Certainly has.
But I think I better leave you to it now, because you can concentrate on what you're doing.
I can't concentrate, talk, walk and speak at the same time.
So you crack on with your painting and I'll go and find something else to do.
Go on then. Well, as you can see, guys, I get all the good jobs again. Cleaning fire door, it's an absolute nightmare. You clean it, it looks lovely, and then it gets back black again. Endless task, but it has to be done. Let's crack on. Oh, don't worry, this is Peter's toothbrush, not mine. All manner of cleaning products today. No idea what it's going to take. I'm using a Stanley blade, well, a knife blade, on glass, it'll not scratch it. About as clean as I'm going to get that today. We're not doing a full refurb, we're just making it winter friendly. I could do it glass taking out, but that'll have to be another day. But at least I can see through it.
So now we're happy that we've got the log burner all cleaned and tidied up and sorted, ready for that first fire of the winter. We can get everything else put back in place. And we're going to take advantage of the fact that this fire surround is made of metal, and we're going to use magnets to put things on there. First thing we're going to put on is this saw. I don't know if you remember seeing a few months ago I restored this saw. It's actually one that my dad gave me, and we believe it was actually his dad's, so obviously my granddad's saw. Quite an old one, it was all rusty and what have you, and I cleaned it all up, so I thought it'd be nice to have that on display. And as well as the saw, fairly recently, me and Dawn went and made ourselves an axe each. It'd be good to have them on display as well. And I do like to restore my cast iron pans using that solar electrolysis. Let's see if we can make one of them look quite nice. Maybe even two of them. Maybe it needs Dawn's artistic eye to get them all lined up. I quite like that. I think the finishing touch is our Dutch oven that we use to cook in whilst the log burner's on. Now just need to get a bit of wood in there, ready for when we do need a fire, and we've got something special to go on down here as well. Well, I hope everyone agrees then that that looks pretty good.
100 times better.
I think we've had quite a productive day there. Everything's cleaned up nicely and it's obviously all set up nice and safe now, ready to use for the winter. Brought a little bit of wood in just to get us started for that first fire, but there'll be plenty more of that to come. And obviously this display I've set up on the back, I'm sure your artistic eye will tweak it around.
Like it.
Yeah, I think it looks good, and because it's all done with magnets and what have you, we can change what's on there and change the positions, and if anything else comes along we can do that. So yeah, all been rather productive, all set up ready for winter, but more importantly, we're now all sorted and we can go away on our holiday. We can go away with a clean slate, other than having this ceiling to do, which hopefully your leg will be better when we come back from holiday and we can crack on with that, can't we? But other than that, obviously, hope everyone's liked the video. I'm sure you're already subscribed. Once you're subscribed, you have to
ding the bell.
Click the little bell. That means you get notifications each time we put a video on. And hopefully, next time we put a video on, will mean that we've done more. Possibly even this ceiling.
It needs doing, doesn't it?
Yeah. So thanks for watching then, folks. And we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.